talk about. But first, I'm going to highlight a couple of products that Ben talked about, and that's creatine and the aminos. So in our first company, we used to use, there was 2 products I had to purchase every single month to get what our creatine in Live Good has, and it cost me, mind you, I had been front loaded and spent $2,400 to get the most bang for my buck in that company so I could get the maximum discount, and I was still spending over $45 per month for those 2 products that cover what our creatine does. And then on top of it, I was spending $61 a month for what our aminos do. So I was spending over $106 a month for what you can get here at Live Good for 40 bucks. I love the value. I love the value. That it makes me so proud without 40 bucks, without having to spend $2,400 to get the most bang for your buck. So, okay, I'll get off my high horse with that. I just love our value here. With that being said, there's a couple of things I want to talk about. Number one is fourth quarter champions. Fourth quarter champions is something in this industry that if you've never been in the industry, you may not understand what it is. But the fourth quarter in this industry is harvest season. Or correction, planting season, because harvest season is coming. See, planting season is the fourth quarter, and what I mean by the fourth quarter is October, November, December. So any farmers out there know that you have to plant before you will have a harvest. You have to plant and fertilize and all these things before you will have a harvest. So if you are in Live Good right now, you may be, if you're building Live Good right now, you may be doing a lot of planting. And you're going to have to do that. The people that work, that plant in fourth quarter, we call them fourth quarter champions. Here's my prediction right now. Big picture, long term, when we look back in 25 years and we look back on who the top earner in Live Good is, I bet you they will have come from the fourth quarter. And here's why. Because fourth quarter brings so many struggles in people's lives through holidays, stress, the weather starts to get rough, all these things that they start after Christmas time, they start looking for solutions. They may join in the fourth quarter, but after Christmas time, guess what they've done packed on pounds. Guess what? I ate Halloween candy. You maybe did too. I'm going to eat bad on Thanksgiving. You probably are too. I'm going to eat bad on Christmas. And they may be packing on pounds. And guess what? Racking up credit card debt. So what happens come January 2nd? Well, that's when harvest starts to begin, because people start thinking about, okay, I need to pay off this credit card debt that I done racked up. I need to lose these pounds that I done packed on. And so that's when you start to see harvest. So here's what I say. Be very intentional right now about having the mindset of I'm a fourth quarter champion, because you're not building right now Live Good. You're not building right now Live Good for right now. You're building right now for April. See, a big harvest comes April time. Brittany and I have seen it year after year in this industry, and I'm so excited because in Live Good, I know it's going to be even bigger and better for the simple fact that this thing is so easy. It's so easy to share. It's so relatable. There's value for everyone. And so come January, February, March, when this thing is blowing up, those who built in fourth quarter are going to be sitting back just so grateful they did it. So then the next thing I want to talk about is the power of one. Too many people miss this in this space. They think they got to have 1 billion people, right? They think they got to find everybody. You don't. The power of one. So you may be doing a lot of planting, and you're not seeing the sprouts, right? You may be doing a lot of planting. Let me tell you, I came from a guy in this industry. I came from a guy who had only ever introduced one person, me. He made thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars a month for 4.5 years, all because of that introduction. So by being out there and pounding the stone, mind you, that's another book by Joshua Michael Medcalf. It's called Pound the Stone. By being out there and pounding the stone and planting the seeds and doing the work consistently in this fourth quarter, guess what? I joined this industry on January 1st, 2015, because of somebody who was talking to some people, but only one person he ever introduced, and that was me. He used the system that we had, and that was me. And he earned thousands because of that. So understand that the power of one can lead to the masses. I mean, so many, and change your life forever. So even if you feel like, man, I'm not getting traction, I'm not like, I'm doing a lot of planting, but I'm not seeing the harvest today, that's okay. You have to trust the process. You have to pound that stone. When I think of how to be successful in this business, I encourage you to look up on YouTube. There's a video about a stone cutter. If you've ever seen how stone cutters work, they pound a stone over and over and over, and the stone it doesn't break. And then all of a sudden on like the 500th, the whole thing breaks, right? And that's how, it wasn't the first hit that caused that stone to break. It was the many compounded up, right? And that's how I visualize success in this space. What do you got, Mama?
Gosh, guys, this has been a great training. I've been getting everything from Dr. Aaron and Tracy, and like it's all in my head. One thing I was gonna say is like people are watching you, right? So a great mentor of ours always did a training, like they're watching you, like seriously, like on social media. They might have signed up and Live Good, right? We have such a great opportunity. People probably are not gonna wait until January, February to get started, but they're actually going to wait to get started. If that, you know what that means, right? They're going to say yes, they're going to get their position, but they're not actually going to share with people, but they need to have somebody to watch, right? So they need to watch you. They need to see you popping up in their stories and all those things so that they know, so they can actually get that this is too good to be true thing out of their head and actually go for it come January. And then we're going to see that big explosion. So
back to you, Ben. Thank you.
Yeah, that is awesome. I totally agree, Britt. And that's, yeah, New Year's is huge, especially for companies that have products that help you get healthy, because that's when people start thinking about, just like you guys said, hey, I need to do something here. I've been eating bad. I've been not taking care of myself. New Year's resolutions, let's go. We've got the best products here. But yes, people are watching you. So that means you got to go out there and start talking, just keep telling the story. Keep talking, keep sharing, but keep telling the story. They're watching. And whether they come in this week, next month, or right at New Year's, they're watching and they're going to be ready at some point. And just like we talked about with Tracy, people need those constant exposures. They're not going to, you mention it one time, it's not going to do much, but you keep saying the same thing, keep telling your story, and you're going to see that. So I love that. I love planting season, harvest season, building now for April, power of one. Took a lot of notes with you guys. But trust the process, pound the stone, keep rocking. You guys are awesome.